At my very core, I'm a consumer. Really, I'm a glutton. Maybe it's the American in me, or maybe I'm just a greedy guy by nature. Either way, I've always been especially voracious of Asian culture, specifically East Asian artifacts from China, Japan, and Korea's. These influences show up in my art and find their way onto my playlists and my plate. As we've learned throughout the semester, Denver has a diverse AAPI population. This means that the city is alight with pieces of Asian American culture. Markets, restaurants, and particularly art are around each street corner. At the beginning of the year, we briefly discussed the self-guided Denver art tour. That stuck in my mind. Then, a few weeks ago, I finally started the long journey of collecting pieces from the map with the intention of finding inspiration from them to make my own artwork to commemorate the time spent in this class. And, of course, to honor the culture that I've consumed without meaningful introspective examination for my whole life. The self-guided AAPI art tour was a map created to honor Asian American Heritage Month. Using this resource, folks can explore AAPI art installations all around Denver in their own time. Some of us have probably already seen a couple of these, such as the piece Mastery by Casey Kawaguchi under the bridge on campus. While there are 19 locations marked, I was only able to get to a few of them on foot, plus some additional murals that I found on my own, but we'll get to that. The first mural I visited was, of course, Mastery. It's made up of 3 illustrations painted on the supports of the rumbling overpass. Kawaguchi's work stands out to me for its smooth, almost uncanny perfection of features. His pieces are shaded in grays, whites, and blacks, which draws attention to moments of color. Mastery, in particular, uses this contrast to highlight the clothing his character wears in each illustration. While I'm not entirely sure on what each piece is, based on my best guess, she switches between a haori, a typically feminine piece, a jabori, a typically masculine piece, and a kimono across the scene. Next, I visited Thunderbird by Yoshinori Sakamaki and Kotora Oyama. Through distinct blocks of color and sharp implementation of cast shadows, this piece impresses upon its audience the figure of the Thunderbird. While its influence varies across tribes, the Thunderbird is generally a godlike figure in the religion of many North American indigenous cultures. The power of the Thunderbird is emblemized in this artwork from swirling winds, dark clouds, and fractured sky. Its form is almost eldritch and impossible to fully comprehend, making it far more imposing. It's a gorgeous, colorful piece magnified by the faint sound of gurgling water as you stand beside the creek. The third mural I visited was Eyes on the Park by Emmanuel Martinez. While the pool was closed due to the weather, I was still able to admire the clever usage of the shuttered windows at the entry point. 4 different people welcome you to the pool with vibrant smiles. It makes a point of inclusion and diversity. Although we may look distinct, we're still able to enjoy a hot summer day at the pool together. I'm sure that when there are children playing and laughing in the water, the message feels far clearer than my viewing of it on a dreary autumn day. Then, as I was making the trek back, tired and sweaty, I passed by Sakura Square. Despite the fact that I just wanted to keep going, I remembered our visit to the Pacific Mercantile Company and the art along its walls. I was acutely aware of Kawaguchi's style at this point, and though the murals were absent from the map, I wanted to capture these too. I remember being amazed by the scale and presence of the pieces. Kawaguchi uses this one character across all of his work. According to his Instagram, she's evolved and changed over the years as he's worked on his catalog of pieces. He's a self-taught artist who has latched on to the personified representation of his work. That's something that I can resonate with very well. At this point, I was certain. I wanted to try and emulate Kawaguchi's work in my own piece, using a character who has also seen the transformation of my style over the years that I've had her. But before that, I had one more piece to look at on my itinerary, Swimming Under the Trees, Autumn Leaves by Shen Shen Sheng. Next week, I picked myself up and made my way over to the recreation center. Out of breath and out of shape, I had to sheepishly ask the folks at the front desk if I could just peek in for a moment to get a picture of the installation, and I came out of the building with... Out of breath and out of shape, I had to sheepishly ask the folks at the front desk if I could just peek in for a moment to get a picture of the installation, and I came out of the building with a registered account for any future recreational desire I have. The art itself came in pieces across the center. A cascade of colorful glass waits for you at the entrance of the building, decorated in a similar style to the main attraction. Slats of thin glass catch the light that floods the pool room, painting the water with color from above. It's a simple but effective piece that uses aspects of audience interaction to make it stand out. There is no way to replicate one singular AAPI art style. I knew that going in, but I still managed to be surprised at the range of mediums and methods used to convey different aspects of AAPI culture. That's why I decided to narrow my focus to emulating my favorite style from the few I observed, Kawaguchi's art. And to honor his use of a singular character over the years, I brought out one that I've been drawing since freshman year of high school, Sybil. Before I could get started, I had to narrow down the traits of Kawaguchi's works. I went to his Instagram as well for some examples, and here's the list of things I compiled as necessary to include in my inspired replica. Smooth facial features, limited use of color, which is primarily red, some yellow, half bodies and up, neutral or fierce expressions, clouds, character backdropped by the moon, evocative of Japanese style and common motifs, sometimes cats, circles, a strong sense of value in the clothes, and solid colored hair. After gathering a few pieces that represented these aspects the best, I had to start designing my character's outfit. As Sybil is, she'd be hard to translate into Kawaguchi's style, so I looked up traditional Japanese work clothes and traditional apothecary wear. Since my character relates to medicine, I thought this would be an appropriate choice. After a few iterations of putting outfits on her, she was ready to be transformed. I desaturated her colors and got to work refining the details. Although her hair is red, I wanted to stay authentic to the Kawaguchi style and painted it black. Instead, her wrap got the red treatment, just like the artist's character in Mastery. This goes on for a while, so feel free to ask me questions if you have any while this plays.